All right.
And yeah,
Here
here we are. Here we are, guys. We have spawning in the bottom left-hand side of the map, in the red. He is the Terran player, Dream.
And spawning here at the top right corner of the map, he's the blue Protoss. Just recently signed to, I think, Good Game Gaming. It is Patience. Oh wait, no, wait, is that? I think Patience was the one. Let me double check that. Yeah, Dream, both Dream and Patience actually just signed with Good Game Gaming today, along with Cyan, who is a Chinese player. So congratulations to them for signing with a new team.
Yeah, so many great names to pick up after Generic Green Wings basically wrapped it up. Kind of unfortunate for them, but definitely these players were really just really quickly finding new teams, which is honestly a good thing for the scene. We want our players to be supported and loved, so they can continue playing this game that we love as well. Then we have a little bit of a slapping in the face between both of the workers, but nothing too serious. No cancelings for now.
I am wondering how badly it would hurt to be slapped by a probe or SCV. I mean, the SCV has that sharp drill, so that will probably hurt. The probe, on the other hand, he looks like he has a really small little hand there. Don't think that's
It sounds like it would kind of paralyze half of your face, maybe. Just a little bit.
It is pretty flat. Maybe it's like getting slapped by a bird. Who knows?
Maybe. Sure. Well, we have the opener there for Patience. We're going to have Cybernetics Core on the way. Just a very standard opener for him. Nothing too crazy.
Alright. Looks like we have ourselves a kind of a bunker block of some sort. Although the Reaper can make his way into it if Patience does let him finish. But in the meantime, the Reaper will go ahead into the main base. We'll take out some probes. Let's see if we can get any of these.
It's a decent pool of probes there. Reaper gets away. Oh, that bunker is just going to be so annoying for Patience to deal with. Just Dream trying to stop the mining from happening, and I mean the bunker is up, so we'll probably have the Reaper join in very soon. But Patience is trying to do a decent coverage there with the Stalkers not allowing maybe the Reaper to get in, but it's a nice walk around there for Dream. It actually abandons the bunker. Yeah, there's not much to do there.
Yeah, it looks like Patience was pretty much on top of it as he threw down that shield battery pretty early. So really Dream wasn't really able to do anything with that bunker. But you know what? It's just 25 minerals in the on the end of things, so not too much of an investment.
Yeah, really not non-committal here. We have already for Patience a couple of more gates coming in, and he's gonna actually have Blink also on the way. So these Stalkers are probably gonna be at least the main competition for the first few minutes. And yeah, I mean, I guess Dream anticipates at this point getting there a bunker already done, and just starting mine production which is gonna be very useful. Especially if Patience tried to go for a flank. I mean, at the end of the day, Dream got a really decent scout with the Reaper, so he knows exactly what's going on. He's probably anticipating a possible blink from one of the flanks of the main base. So yeah, both of these players just setting up for the next few minutes. We also have robo production for Patience. He's going to need that observer, and maybe even throw in a couple of immortals if he wants to ask for the firepower.
Yeah, the first 3 Widow Mines will be flying its way and making its way across the map. Of course, the Hallucinator Phoenix did spot that, so we should expect Patience to have its units in place. We do see the Stalkers are in the natural. Do we have anything in the main? Looks like 3 Stalkers will be warped in here. And let's see the reaction time of Patience.
And he actually decides to go for the ramp with the first Widow Mine, which was kind of a nice diversion there for the Stalkers. But there was a really nice split for the workers. So yeah, not much damage being taken here. Patience just reacting pretty well to what's going on. That Hallow Scout definitely very fortunate, and he was probably expecting the timing of the drop. based on what he had seen with his scouts. So yeah, just keeping tabs there with the observer, but not much else to do here. Just make sure that drop doesn't go by unnoticed.
Yeah, Patience will finish up that Blink upgrade here. Stim just started on the other hand for Dream. Raven will be popping out. Looks like they're just going. Both players are just going to go macro up. We don't see any fourth or fifth barracks come out of Dream, so that kind of indicates to me that that third CC will be dropped very soon.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking for that expansion. He knows probably that Patience already took his. So definitely has to put a foot forward there. And we actually do see a move out by Patience already crossing the map. And let's see what this pressure can do. It can be very dangerous if not managed properly. But I mean, it's Dream. He'll probably have something in mind. He does have a Raven there, so auto turrets are definitely at the disposal. And yeah, I mean, Patience right now just making sure that his third base is defended. He started Colossus production, which is also going to help with these pushes in the long run. But oh, we have the siege tanks there, so probably had to retreat for now. Find a better position. Yeah, just Dream also with very solid defense at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you see that he kind of split his two tanks, one at the natural, one in the main base. Of course, there's always that threat with Blink Stalkers to blink into the main base, so you want to at least have a tank siege up there to protect. But all in all, Dream, yeah, should be okay. Patience, on the other hand, he has established that there is starting to saturate it with the probes, and that Colossus tech is building up as well.
Yeah, I guess that's what could be maybe worrisome down the line for Dream. That he hasn't been able to do economic damage that is any significant at this point. So he is going to go for a push himself, probably looking for that third base. But there is a Colossus here, and that's kind of an iffy spot to engage in because there's apparently enough force fields there to probably separate the army real nicely, create their kind of a choke point. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Dream is going to do here. He does scan. He knows where the location of the army is. So he's starting with the positioning of the tanks, and he's in range there for a first volley. And there we go, trying to engage here with the forces. Second Colossus comes in. There is a Raven with quite a bit of energy there. He could get an interference matrix, but he does have to avoid the Stalkers, and he does it really nicely there. With both of these Colossus right now interfered with. Oh my god. Oh, this is terrible.
Oh man, that is significant damage there. Taking down both Colossus, all the sentries, all the probes, and GG. Looks like Dream will take a game 1 of this best of 5 series.
Ooh, that was a clean stab to the chest there for Patience, yeah. Yeah. That looked like a battering ram, guys.
All right. Let's see here. Okay, looks like Sushi's telling me that. Okay, let me go ahead and just actually lower your mic volume just a tad. All right, let us know how that is for the next game. Hopefully that should even out. Anyhow, we will be heading into game number 2 here on the map of Romanticide, LE. Always love this map. Very purple and colorful.
One of the favorites. It's always there. And never vetoed. Do we have a romance with Romanticide this season, I wonder? Well, guys, we are very soon to start game number 2 of this series. Remember, this is the best of 5, and we're going to have best of 7 for the finals today. So, definitely quite a bit of StarCraft still ahead of us. And I mean, Dream just looking so solid there versus Patience. Yeah, I think probably it was a pretty killer timing to get just the second Colossus popping out, but not necessarily on the ready for that first round of shots from the tanks, and definitely doing quite a bit of damage. The Raven played a huge role in that engagement going the way that it did.
Yeah, we'll see how this game turns out. Let's go ahead and introduce our lovely players.
So So here we go, guys. We are in Romanticide and spawning in the bottom right-hand side of the map in the red, leading the series 1-0. Is Dream.
And spawning here at the top left corner of the map, he is our blue Protoss player from Good Game Gaming. Give it up for Patience.
It's only a matter of patience, guys. Only a matter of patience. I mean, there's still potential for the Protoss player to go for a comeback. Yeah. Dream. Game number 1. Just honestly playing with his opponent's mind, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, last game was pretty much a kind of a textbook timing push. Worked out very, very well for Dream. Patience, on the other hand, I feel like he should have kind of had his stalkers a bit more on Dream's side of the base, just to kind of harass, see them move out, of course, and keep the Terran busy. It's always good if you can slow down a push like that, and then by the time the Terran army does reaches your base, you can have maybe an additional 1 or 2 warpins. I think that would have definitely helped out.
Yeah, there were nice scouts there from Patience, so I mean, we know that he knew that this was coming. But probably, yeah, a little bit just staying more active on the map, trying to snipe some of the units as they cross the map. Maybe creating sort of a diversion would have been nice there for the Protoss player. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here in game number 2. Right now, we have both of these players just scouting, going around the base, is making sure that there's no shenanigans going on. You never know, guys, when your opponent's going to drop 3 racks in your face. So yeah, just doing the rounds and getting those units out there. There is a Reaper on the way as well for Dream, so probably going to be pressuring there really soon, just maybe trying to snipe a couple of workers. But overall, just the openings look very similar, so we're probably going to see a very similar game.
Yeah, I heavily predict that Dream will go for that Widow Mine and drop once again. Such a common opening. We do see that the Reaper actually was starting to make his way across the map, but actually turned around, and in fear of a proxy, will be instead of using that Reaper to scout instead of scouting in the main base of Patience. Unfortunately for him, there's actually nothing really proxied out here, so won't really find anything.
Yeah, I guess not seeing the probe come into his base was like, maybe that means that there's a proxy Stargate somewhere. But at least for now, both of these players playing in a very civil manner, and we're actually going to see a production of the first Hellion there for our Terran players. So let's see if we see kind of like a multi-prong kind of situation, if it's just a unit for map control at this point, which is always nice to have there versus Protoss. You never know when the proxy pylon's going to be dropped. So yeah, just keeping tabs of the timings. No early third nexus, at least for now, for Patience. But this Reaper's gonna get sniped there. Barely makes it out.
All right, well, he get that probes up, just barely getting that probe there, or barely missing killing that probe. Anyhow, the hallucinated Oracle will be making his way into the main base. We'll scout around, see what's up. Only sees a pretty much a standard 1-1-1 build coming out of Dream. Sees the Widow Mines, of course. So yeah, it's pretty much kind of deja vu, right, from last game. Both players going for typically the same build here.
Yeah, we're actually gonna see that first Widow Mine drop moving out with 2 mines. Probably Dream trying to strike at an earlier time, maybe anticipating Patience's reaction, and just trying to maybe sneak in something. But let's see. I mean, there are stalkers already on the mineral line, so this could do close to very little if Patience reacts in the way that he did in game number 1. I think in terms of handling the Widow Mines, he did pretty nicely. So this could represent no danger at all, or maybe, yeah, maybe put us in a difficult spot here. But there it goes, boost in, drops the mines, but nice split there with the workers. So yeah, that's gonna be easy to clear there.
Yeah, it seems like these Widow Mines are not getting them damage that Dream is looking for. But again,
there, yeah.
Okay, does see the the robotics bay as well as the forge here. So will we see Dream kind of go for the same timing build as last game? Let's see, what does Dream has? He has a one tank here, got the Raven as well. Very much looking like the same build here as last game, so definitely could see that. We shall see in a couple of minutes or so. Oh, but this Raven might get caught off. That would be huge. A pick up there. Oh, just barely got it. Almost.
Yeah, the Raven, that was definitely the hero unit last time, so Dream doesn't want to lose it, but actually Patience knows this. He's trying to hunt it down, but the tank there is stoning out really nicely. So this is still a good spot from Dream, but please, Dream, just fix that. Okay, just do the repair. There we go. Nicely done.
You know, I wasn't expecting Patience to actually blink in like that. But then I just remembered, you know, Patience is Patience. I mean, he is very, very aggressive with those blink stalkers. Usually he's the one that, you know, kind of blinks forward when in any scenario no protest would think to do so or think to blink in like that. So yeah, that's one of the kind of the gifts and curses of Patience, as he is very, very risky with those blink stalkers.
Yeah, he's trying to find an angle there towards the main base, but he did scout that tank already positioned there. So we'll see. Oh, and he actually does blink forward there. But yeah, there's enough units here from Dream to actually fend this off without much of an issue. So nice defense once again by the Terran. But I mean, the counter drop that could come after this, it could be the one that seals the deal. And right now, Dream is starting to move forward across the map. Patience leaving a couple of his stalkers behind there just to do kind of like a soft contain kind of situation / scout. But we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of firepower coming his way, and there's also a drop coming from the top of the map. So this is gonna get dicey.
The proxy pylon does spot the drop, and there, Patience takes out the medevac full of Marines, and now he is going to be down. I mean, he's still ahead actually in army supplies, but could have been a bit bigger here. This low push here could have been a bit more deadlier. But either way, we'll see how Dream. Oh, actually, we might have a little bit of a skirmish here out in the open.
Yeah, that was an uncomfortable position to engage in, but that was a nice spot there from Patience, and just Dream trying to do a little bit more with the units that he has. I think he knows that Patience anticipates this attack quite better than he did last time, so just handling the defense really nicely. Dream trying to look for a multi-prong assault, but just not finding the right spot here. So this is the adaptation for Patience right now, just being really solid on the defense. And maybe trying to go for a counter there. I would like to see maybe some movement from Dream, especially in the top-hand side of the map. But I think he knows these forces are coming over here from the north-hand side. So we'll see if he's actually, if Patience is actually able to do some damage there in the natural, or if this is just a move to secure the fourth base. I mean, he does have to maintain himself a step forward from the Terran. So right now, just keeping the Terran, like showing the units and making sure he doesn't push once again. And yeah, just securing the fourth nexus right now. I think danger is over, at least for now.
Yeah, it looks like Patience pretty much have got a really good defensive stance here. Though I don't expect these medevacs to do too much damage unless Dream want to YOLO it. But we do see another group of army here coming on the right side. A lot of them full with marauders here, but the observer does spot the army move out, and looks like Patience will be moving his army into place.
Oh, this is a nice spot here also for Dream, just spotting that attempt of a fifth base. And we are going to see a significant push over here, but there's quite a bit of Colossus there. There's going to be a need for more support there for the Terran if he wants to engage on 3 Colossus. We are probably going to see some Liberator production coming on the way to try to deal with this. Ooh, but we also have Disruptors as well in this composition now, so it's going to be a little bit hard for the Terran there to deal with. A nice warp in there from Patience, but also this drop could be pretty devastating if left unchecked, but I think Patience has done a really good job just having those units in the natural base location, knowing that it's there. Nice run by there also by Patience.
Yeah, I don't think the run by did too much damage. Maybe okay, did get at least a decent amount of SCVs. But yeah, Patience looking pretty good. He's enjoying a overall 180-ish supply to 150-ish. Both are 1-1 upgrade, but the +2 just finished for the Protoss. So if there was a time to engage, it would be now. He's got to be careful though. There is not a lot to buffer here for those Colossus, but the numbers are smaller for Dream and will have to back out.
Yeah, the Terran just trying to pick apart the Protoss army, but just Patience being really, really solid, just not overextending, which is one of the risks that could happen with a multi-pronged assault like that. But just keeping the right amount of units at the right place at the right time. And yeah, I think the Protoss is setting up really nicely for what's to come. And actually, Dream is going to try to secure a 4th base location, quite a bit forward there, trying to break through that mineral line. And this could, I mean, this could be very, very interesting for Patience to engage in, because he is going to spot that 4th command center is going down. He does have a unit nearby. So yeah, I mean, there's movement from both of the main armies, so we are going to see an engagement pretty soon. I mean, Patience knows that he needs to shut down this planetary if he wants to, like, really gain economic advantage. But I think also Dream has been having nice coverage there. Oh, but nice blink forward against those Liberators. He actually takes a couple of them, but there's a decent amount of Marauders here. There goes the anti-armor missile. So Patience definitely kind of has to abandon this location, but we do have a run by of Zealots there. So Patience kind of like trying to counteract the same way that Dream did, just trying to pick his opponent apart. And there's a lot of damage being done here.
Yeah, 7, 8 SCVs going down. Dream will finally move over his army there to clean up the rest. But right now, Patience, 85 workers to 68 of Dream. Now, Dream does have meals, of course, to kind of even it out, but still, 85 workers, that is a lot.
Yeah, that is the Dream, my dear sir. There we go, there's a Disruptor shot, and connects really nicely, even taking down the turret there. We do have Zealots, again, on the 3rd base, just denying the mining time, and Patience, I think, trying to play the aggressive game better than Dream did last time, and it's actually paying off right now. He's already secured his 6th Nexus at this point. He has complete control of the top hand side of the map, and just sniping so many units. He can't quite engage the planetary fortress yet, but I think every time that he snipes a medevac is a big blow for the Terran here.
Once again, Patience attempting the Zealot run-by, but this time around, Dream is on top of it. He has closed up the front ramp, so it's a bit harder for these Charizard to run by, but hopefully maybe he can get these DTs here as he is recharging DT Blink to kind of do the damage in the natural and at the dirt. But once again, Charizard here on the right side. This time around, there's going to be a sensor tower, so should be easier in theory to defend against this.
For sure, there we go. Once again, the anti-armor missile, but I mean, he does have to be very, very careful with the Disruptor shots. Guys, the Disruptor shots to the face is not a position where you want to be in. And now we have all these Zealots breaking through. We do have Liberators protecting the natural base, but they sieged up quite a couple of seconds too late there. Nice spread between the natural and the 3rd base, and just these Zealots going to town with the units. And now Patience feels bold enough to engage that planetary fortress. Nice Disruptor shots there, do a lot of damage to the base, but there are still quite a few Marauders here, and just with a very uncomfortable position there, with those minerals still blocking a little bit of the entrance. Now it seems like Dream has been able to at least clean up that run by, but this engagement is going to be rough.
Oh, gotta be careful with those disruptor balls. Right now, Patience is sitting pretty. Oh, actually gotta be careful. He kind of had his eyes off of those Colossus just for a second. Whoa, saved them both, but a bunch of Blink Stalkers here to come and reinforce this attack.
I mean, the pickups are really nice there from Dream, just taking quite a bit of disruptors here, but he gets cleaned up, and GG, Patience, equalizing the situation.
Yep, score will be tied 1-1, so really well done there by Patience. definitely don't want to be down 0-2 in the series.
Yeah, no, and especially not in the best of five. It kind of like feels like a sealed fate. But I mean, Patience. I think Patience knew that if he could dismantle the harassment, he would be fine, and just like hold that first big push from the Terran, he would be fine from there on. And he managed. He managed to do it, and just securing bases left and right pretty easily throughout the game. I think he looked really solid this time. And I think it was a good choice to leave some units close to the Terran base. Because honestly, as a Terran, you're always kind of afraid that there's going to be a run by, there's going to be a war prism, and that you're going to die to that, basically, if you overcommit to an attack. So yeah, I think Patience kind of played a similar game to what Dream played. And just, yeah, giving him a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really suffer any economic damage to those early Widow Mine drops. Now Dream did wall off the ramp against those charge lot, but I mean, if you don't park maybe a tank or a Widow Mine or something there, then charge lot would just clean up the supply depot and then just run in right back in. So yeah, the defense could have definitely been a bit better here for Dream. Let's see if he can do better here in game number 3 here on Lightshade LE.
So here we go, guys. Spawning in the top left, we have the red Terran. He is Dream.
And spawn here at the bottom right corner of the map is the blue Protoss, representing good game gaming. Make some noise for Patience. Sorry.
It happens. It happens. And there we go. We're gonna be seeing the openers. I would love to see something more aggressive coming in from Patience. I think the game that we just had was destabilizing enough as it was. So yeah, I think it would be time for nice bold moves. But also Patience probably trying to go for a very early scout just to make sure that the Terran is not the one who's getting ballsy on him at this point. So we'll see. He's probably going to look at a very standard opener. There's the barracks right at the right time. We also have the gas on the way for the Terran. And this always kind of pulls forces a pool of workers. So nice there to have maybe the Terran waste a couple of extra mining cycles there just to deal with the probe. Because you can never trust a probe in your main base.
Oh yeah, it's always very, very fishy when a probe is in your main base. But anyhow, looks like Dream will plot down that CC. Patience once again being an annoying little pest here, but that Marine will force... Oh, actually a recall on the probe.
That's the luckiest probe in the universe to barely make it out.
Oh my god, is SE gonna chase it down? Yeah.
Oh yeah, go for it. Nothing like little good banter there from the players. It would have been nice to actually like drop a question mark.
Yeah. Alright, looks like Patience is gonna follow this up here with a sentry. Now you'll be wondering why is he making a sentry. Usually it's maybe a adept or a stalker, but this early sentries will kind of start increasing or wrapping up those energies so he can get an early hallucinator scout. And if you can actually get away with a sentry in the early game, then that's always a good thing, because you know the fear is that Protoss will, I mean not the Protoss, the fear is that Reaper will come in. But with that probe, he did see that he opened up with a Marine instead, so he was like, oh okay, you know, I don't have to worry about a Reaper incoming here. I'm just gonna go skip the adept, skip the stalker, go straight into sentry.
Yeah, nice little variation there. But I mean, guys, this is for the probes. But I mean, this is for the pros. If you guys are in Diamond, just like build your stalkers, please. Build your adepts.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna see the Hallows Scout there going out for Patience. So he does spot that this is coming out, and probably Dream trying to respond to the fact that there was a sentry opener here. But I mean, there are defensive structures coming out. But let's see. I mean, the Terran right now just playing it real aggressive, but that shield battery was obviously anticipatedly built there. He probably knew that Dream was trying to capitalize on this. But yeah, just not allowing the player to have too many concessions here.
Yeah, really well defended once again by Patience. Doesn't suffer barely any damage, and will actually fully wall off in anticipation that the Hellions and the Marines will be dropped into the main base instead. We do see that the medevac is making its way across the map, filled with the two Hellions. Gonna probably join up with the other two Hellions to make it four, but I don't see this getting any damage really done, as Patience is already anticipating this.
Yeah, and he actually has 4 stalkers already anticipating the arrival of that medevac. So yeah, not an opening here for Dream. Just maybe trying to make it happen, getting closer to the edge of the map, and he's actually going to boost forward there. But Patience with nice coverage there with the stalkers. He does do a defensive warpband as well to block these Hellions from going in pursuit of the workers. You never want to just let that conga line of workers get into the barbecue grill, but here we go. Nice defense once again by Patience. Just Patience honestly reacting so well to these harassment attempts from Dream. I mean, at least the harassment hasn't been able to do enough damage. We had a little bit of a wall in there for Patience, now clearing it up. And he is going to go for that third Nexus. At this point, it is the right time to take the base, especially because the harassment was pretty much dealt with. So yeah, not many other threats coming in, at least for now.
And Patience knows this. He knows this so well that he is throwing down both a robotic spade and the Dark Shrine. He knows that there's really nothing that Dream can do to punish him for going such a greedy tech path. So he is gonna go ahead and just branch all the tech path, get that third base as well. And yeah, I think because Dream kind of probably gonna be stuck on 2 CCs for a while, 2 orbitals, not gonna have as much energy to do those scans on those DTs compared to having 3 orbital commands.
Yeah, and Patience knows this, and he's actually going to try to do to contain his opponent there. We do have Raven here, just going around making the rounds in the main base, and now we have a little bit of pressure here from Patience. The tank was a little bit out of position there, so he does have to siege up. But now I think this defense is well mounted up for Dream. So just Patience trying to poke the bases. See if he can do some damage there. And the War Prism is pretty much active at this point. There's not much to counter it here on the main base, so if he can actually slip through the top side, I think he would be fine there. But he's going to be, well, as the name shows it, patient with it, and just try to find an opportunity. Maybe when he's engaging the main army would be the right time. He's actually trying to slip in there just now when he saw the tanks going up on siege mode. Oh, but there's quite a few forces here from Dream to deal with this. Oh, but he walked through the DTs. Oh, there were a lot of Marines lost there that probably shouldn't have.
Yeah. But he does manage just to clean them up with the Raven, and then also looks like the War Prism as well with those Vikings. Now it's time for Dream to go for that counter attack. Let's see if Patience could hold this. He does have 1 Colossus here, but no shield battery.
Yeah, the lack of shield battery, there could hurt. It's in very early stages right now to build up, and the tanks are just positioned really nicely there on the map. We could have a flank there from Patience, could probably help work this out, but there's also reinforcements coming in, so this third base is definitely in a rough spot at this point. We do have our first offensive warping here from Patience. He's trying to fend off this attack, and also looking for an opening there for the Raven. He actually does find it, but now it's pretty bruised, so he does have to protect that unit. Probably back up a little bit with it and just wait for the reinforcements. Yeah, we need a tank there within range, but nicely done there. Nice pickup with the Colossus. Another Colossus goes down as well. We do have reinforcements. Do these zealots have charge? Ooh, charge is on the way. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, charge would have definitely been so helpful during that engagement, but now it looks like Dream is kind of picking up steam and probably gonna snowball very, very soon. There is a DT that's warped in here to help defend against this, but the scan goes down. Oh, Patience might want to save that DT before engaging.
Yeah, I think Dream saw it actually leaves the Raven next to the tanks, just to make sure they don't get hacked and slashed into oblivion. But oh, this attack from Dream, just so nicely done. I mean, it's so unfortunate the charge wasn't ready. It's about to be completed, but definitely that first round of Zealots, I just saw that, I was like, are they moonwalking their way into the Terran army? Like, that's not the place where you want to be, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And now Dream's gonna force the cancel once again on that third Nexus here. And oh man, that Colossus even going down, getting picked off. Patience is just losing units one by one, and now Dream has the chokehold on the Patience.
Yeah, Patience feeling a little bit under the water at this point. Once again, even canceling the pylon there, we're actually gonna be seeing a drop from Dream. So this is the one that could do a decent amount of damage there. I mean, everything is doing damage at this point from Dream. We do have also Liberators coming in. He does need these in order to be able to break the Protoss. He's actually going to go for a drop as well here to the natural base, but this run by could also be pretty dangerous. Dream does have some units to defend this, so not everything is lost here. There's a defensive weapon in the main, but it's probably not enough. Ooh, but there's DTs. Never mind. DTs are always enough, especially if you don't have enough scans. He had actually scanned the natural base just right in that time. So maybe securing this location is the right thing to do for the Terran. But this is just so annoying for Patience right now.
Yeah.
And GG.
Patience does tap out, and Dream will get a 2-1 lead heading into game number 4.
Yeah, with I think a much cleaner execution from Dream. I think he implemented really nice adaptations there too. I mean, Patience already had the defense down, so it was like, okay, so how do I break this? How do I break it? And he brought the sledgehammer out. So yeah, definitely broken down.
For sure. All right, let's see what is the next map here. All right, looks like Pillars of Gold or Death Aura. Okay, Death Aura will be our next map.
Game number 4, guys. This could still end up once again in a tie, but I mean, there is a possibility that Dream might do another face breakage after this one. Just a Terran playing really aggressively. I think overall the aggressive approach has worked, but there is a point in the game where he also has to play defensive mode as well, especially because Patience right now is being a lot more active with War Prisms and using DTs, and maybe probably trying to do some damage of his own. So yeah, I mean, Dream cannot neglect his defense if he wants to like withstand Patience and just take the game at a point where he's comfortable and where he knows he's strong, right?
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our lovely players.
So here we are, guys, spawning in the top left-hand side of Death Aura in the red, leading 2-1. He is Dream. And
the man in the bottom right side of the map, it is the blue Protoss. He is Patience. So these past 3 games, it looks like Patience has pretty much gone for the same blink opening. Now he is very comfortable with his blink stalkers micro. But do you think he should change it up, or do you think he should just stick with what he is most comfortable with?
Honestly, I'm pretty biased in that sense, because I do think, I mean, as a spectator, as a commentator, I do prefer when players switch it up. But I mean, I understand the comfort sometimes gives you a lot of a better platform to maybe branch out from that and maybe work on some variations down the line. So yeah, I mean, the opener is just so important. It kind of consolidates not just your game, but the mindset that you approach it with. So I mean, I wouldn't put it past just Patience opening the same way and just trying to adapt to the sequence of events that follow those first few attacks from the Terran, those attempts of harass. So yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna play the same way. He's kind of a very standard player. Doesn't go like too much for crazy stuff. I mean, at least to the extent to a Protoss can go to crazy stuff, which we know it can get pretty crazy. But yeah, I think at this point he's trying to play it pretty safe, especially because honestly, the scouting from Dream has been really, really good. I don't think it's a player that you could easily get away with a proxy. So yeah, I think playing it safe at this point, it is the safest bet, and I think it has the best odds. I think risking it at this point is not what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think this map also tends to favor the Blink Stalker opening from Patience, especially since the spawn position is at where it's at, because Patience, if he blinks into the main base of a Dream, all the add-ons are actually facing towards that side, so Patience can theoretically actually blink up, snipe off like a tech lab that's researching stim or a combat shield, and then just kind of blink out, where if the spawn position was actually switched, it would have been a bit difficult because the add-ons would be kind of further away from the blink position. So knowing that Dream is spawned at the top left side, that I think Patience would do pretty well with a Blink Stalker opening, as he has done in the past few games. But actually, he's going to change it up this time around, actually adding a Stargate with an Oracle opening. Huh.
Okay, so this is already an interesting variation from both of these players, because we are seeing actually a proxy starport there also from Dream. I think if there was someone who was going to play it risky, it was probably going to be Dream. I mean, he can capitalize on the fact that he has an advantage at this point with one game up. And I mean, Patience right now is the one on the back foot. So yeah, pressuring here really hard. And actually, he is going to see this Stargate already present on the map. So that's a nice scout as well. And just so much mining time being denied here. Even trying to get another Crow. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. But I mean, yeah, the damage there is pretty much done. And he's actually going to go for a drop at this point. So maybe Dream trying to pick up the pace with the harassment. Trying to do even more damage early on. Yeah, and I like this approach for him. I think it could work.
Yeah, unfortunately, Patience did not have a shield battery here at the natural this time around. Very interesting, because he did get shield battery in all the previous games. It would have definitely helped during this defense, but yeah, we'll lose a total of 10 pros before we even get to the 5-minute mark. That's not good.
Yeah, that's kind of a rough spot at this point. But we'll see. I mean, there are already 2 oracles, 1 phoenix out on the map. Oh, but this cyclone, yeah, this cyclone is going to be the hero here. So really nicely handled there by Dream. Even with good defense at this point, he knew that there was going to be a counterattack coming in. But I mean, this is not over. He does need to reposition those tanks outside of his base if he wants to hold this. There we go, nice pick, nice lift off there for the Cyclone, but he does end up losing both of the Oracles, which is definitely not a good spot. I mean, they have not paid for themselves. They can't just leave the game, you know. Yeah, they need to do something.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Patience, I don't think got enough damage with that. I mean, he did get a good decent amount of Marines, but I think he probably would have wanted to do a bit extra more damage. He just started his third base, but the scary part is that Dream is already ahead in the worker count. You add in those meals, and that's more of a difference gap. So Dream is looking in pretty good shape to start here in this game number 4, and potentially the last game, because this is a best of 5. So Dream with a 2-1 lead can definitely close it out if he wins this game.
Yeah, I really like the approach that Dream has been taking to this game. I think he knew that he had to do the harassment early on, but I like how he just changed the pace of it, because Patience was anticipating kind of like a same pattern of attacks as we saw in games 1 to 3. So now he was like, okay, I'm just going to change the pace there. I'm just going to dance differently. And yeah, I mean, definitely catching patients off guard a couple of times. But we'll see. We'll see how the Protoss reacts to this. He is securing his third base. There's not much pressure going on, but we do see some structures being built very close to the Terran base. So I don't know what that is about, but it could get pretty crazy. We do have a 3 Dark Templar in production, so yeah, this is starting to look interesting for Patience. I think he knows he does need to do some damage of his own. He couldn't capitalize on his oracles, but oh, this scout, just the scout of Dream, so
Oh,
nicely timed.
now Patience is going to send in those DTs as he spots the move out of the army. And there's actually no turrets here, no turrets to defend. There is I think one scan left over. He's going to go ahead and start throwing down that turret, but I think he's going to be okay. Actually, he does have one more scan left over here. He's got to use it very carefully though.
Yeah, at least for now, he secured his workers there. He knows he needs to keep them safe, at least for now. There's no Raven here, and this DT could do a lot of damage. A single DT, guys, who's dismantled an entire position here. And he does so with that first tank snipe. Oh, Patience just countering really nicely here. I think this could be a good opportunity for the Protoss to do a sizable amount of damage here, and he is trying to do as much as he can right now. He knows that he needs to exploit those CTs as much as possible. There's probably another scan there on the way, and this does clean up. He does need those turrets if he wants to get rid of this menace right now.
Yeah, that kind of really did pretty decent damage there with those DTs. Yeah, he forced Dream to kind of retreat back home. He's got his dirt nexus. He's starting to saturate that in the mineral lines as well as gas. And right now, Patience stuck on the 2 bases. He is getting that dirt orbital, but it's quite late.
Yeah, I think that move definitely put Patience back in this game. He needed to do that damage. And now what he's trying to do is probably try to contain the Terran as much as possible. Maybe deny that third base, which is really important. He's actually securing a 4th nexus. So that looming presence outside of the Terran base is definitely paying off. We do see Dream trying to sneak out some drops here. We'll see if they're effective enough. At this point, there is not much spotting structures or observers on the edge of the map. So this could also do quite a bit of damage if left unattended. But at least for now, I mean, just trying to deny the third base. But Dream's got it. Dream's got his bases covered. He's trying to do the thing. But this push is also looking pretty menacing here.
Yeah, that blink upgrade is lining up really well with the plus 1 armor as well. He's going to actually engage before those upgrades are finished. But yeah, he has overwhelming amount of, well, not overwhelming, but really decent high quality units with those Archons. There is a tank on the high ground. Let's see how much damage Patience can do.
Yeah, right now, Dream trying to hold on to dear life with this base, but he's actually going to get pretty cleaned up here. And those medevacs are really on the low at this point. That drop couldn't do much of anything on the other side of the map. There were a couple of DTs there expecting it. So yeah, Dream needs to clean this up if he wants to secure that third base. And it's starting to look a little bit grim for the Terran. There are 2 bases now in advantage. I mean, that third base is probably counting for very little. Right now, just getting saturated. But look at that bio. I mean, you look at that. You look at that bio with a mean look, and it does.
Yeah. Oh man, all these bios are so low in life, so low in numbers as well, and all in all, that did a pretty good damage, getting I think 15 workers during that fight. And now Patience sitting pretty on 4 bases, 61 workers. Well, actually makes that 65. It just jumped up to the 48 of Dream. So at this point, it's pretty much a Patience game. Unless he messes up really badly, all he needs to do is just put on the finishing move.
Yeah, even then, just throwing in some DTs, trying to assert dominance on the other side of the map. And I mean, this is what Patience should do. Just make money and spend the money, make more production structures. And kind of like take, at this point, the Zerg approach to it. Just build a bunch of stuff. I mean, there's no way that he can beat you. To destroy to destroy 6 Nexi if you can just waltz around 3 command centers. Definitely Patience playing to his advantage at this point, pressuring the Terran real hard. He doesn't want him to leave the base anytime soon, and she's actually managing to do it. So right now, the Protoss in a really nice spot here. Dream once again trying to go for those drops, just getting spotted left and right. Here we could probably see something happen. There's a small window of opportunity here, but nice defensive warping. Just surrounding some of the Widow Mines, triggering, yeah, just triggering the fire, but not losing much. So yeah, I love this position for Patience. I think, yeah, like you said, unless something terrible happens, yeah, there's probably no way that Dream will be able to dismantle this. It's becoming increasingly harder as time goes by.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle, but it's a good start getting those Widow Mines dropped to kill 11. That's definitely a great start, but gotta remember, Patience is on 5 Nexuses, so he can Chrono Boost out those probes really easily. And you know what, I would love to see Patience start adding some additional splash damage units. We do see he has the Archons and all, that's great, but I mean, adding in a Colossus, maybe Disruptors or something, maybe High Templars as well with Storm. You definitely need, it definitely gets harder to kill the Protoss army if they got multiple splash damage, so I would love to see Patience start teching to one of those paths.
Yeah, I agree with you at this point, and I mean, apparently Dream was anticipating that exactly, because he does have a decent amount of ghosts at this point. So yeah, those EMPs are definitely going to play a part here, but there's a lot of Blink Stalkers, so definitely the Protoss, the Protoss player is in a really nice spot here in terms of army. Oh, but the ghosts are just so good. Just being able to remove the shield does quite a bit of damage in and of itself. Once again, try and drop those CMPs, and at least for now, this is going to be possibly enough to just fend off the Protoss attack, and actually sniping some really nice units there, getting a couple of Archons there during the retreat, more EMPs going down. But now this buy is starting to look a little bit bruised here, so definitely Dream trying to go for the high ground, getting maybe a safer location to engage in, which I think is the right call at this point. But I mean, Patience just once again bottling up Dream on his side of the map, not allowing him to go across, and actually securing right now the 5th base location would be huge for the Protoss. Dream is going to go and attempt to drop once again. A couple of drops there are going in through the edges of the map. So we'll see if that can do a little bit of damage. But I do like the presence here from Patience. He does have spotter pylons at this point on the bottom side. So yeah, it's going to be hard to sneak past the Protoss forces.
Yeah, now looks like Dream will be throwing up those sensor towers. Oh, just barely saving that War Prism. That War Prism is actually going to be a pretty good way for him to kind of go to the back door of Dream. He can probably fly that War Prism all the way to the left side, as the sensor tower doesn't really quite cover that area. So maybe he can, you know, do a double prong attack at the 12 o'clock position while dropping. But in the meantime, looks like Dream will put on some pressure here at the 6 o'clock base.
Yeah, right now, the Ghost proving to be a very important unit for this competition. Definitely something that Dream will have to protect if he wants to win here, but this could be an overextension. He does have a couple of Widow Mines there to cover his retreat, but nice blink forward there by Patience, trying to snipe as many units as possible, and he actually does get a couple of Ghosts there. We do have this drop as well going in on Patience space. So Dream once again trying to pick his opponent apart and secure his space locations. And I mean, the sensor towers are definitely helping here, just to at least be sure that there's no threats coming in, so that he can do his attacks comfortably. But yeah, both of these players trying to exchange as evenly as possible. And at least for now, Patience has been able to push Dream all the way back. But I mean, the potential for drops is always there.
Yeah, for sure. Now looks like the supply has evened out like quite a bit of supply. We did remember that a few minutes ago, Dream was pretty behind here, but all of a sudden this game looks kind of evenish. Although I would still give Patience a bit of an edge. He still have a pretty big supply, army supply here, as well as I think actually the one, I guess is a 3-1 upgrade to 2-2, so pretty evened out.
Yeah, this engagement is going to be very important here for both of these players. The nice Liberator there, placement from the Terran. And this surround is actually pretty uncomfortable for Patience. He does need to move back. He has a pretty bruised Gateway army for the most part. He has his Colossus still present, but there's not much to buffer for them. So, yeah, I think Dream clawing his way back into the game, and he's actually going to attempt to secure a 5th base location, which is the right thing to do at this point. But Patience as well, he needs to know, I mean, he knows he needs to keep up with the production of bases there. So he's actually going to take a pretty forward location at this point. He does need that presence of weapons for reinforcements as well. Not everything can be reliant on a war prism, because it can get sniped pretty easily, and then the attack is basically over. So I like this location for Patience. But we'll see how he handles the engagements. I think the presence of Ghosts is definitely playing a huge part here. And like you said, I mean, he has been down on splash damage for the most part, and he needs it at this point. And I think Dream is capitalizing on its absence.
Yeah, I mean, we do see Patience kind of going up to 6 total Colossus out here on the field. But there's no Archons, there's no High Templars with Splash, there's no Disruptors or anything. So these this army, you know, of Patience looks kind of flimsy, but we do see another Widowmine drop here by Dream at the right side. Does get nice connections there, getting 14 probes there, but there is a counterattack once again by Patience. Doesn't quite get as much as he does, or as much as Patience or Dream did with that Widowmine drop. But all in all, yeah, I think Dream is holding pretty strong.
Yeah, once again trying to engage this location, but that tank is helping a lot to zone out a lot of these Protoss forces, and he needs to get there. He needs to get inside if he wants to actually do some damage. But just Dream being very, very good at just not allowing him to walk off the ramp, which could it could get very dicey at that point. And now he's trying to actually rotate towards the left-hand side. And let's see, I think there's a better chance here for engagement, but I mean, there's a very short distance at this point to engage there. And actually catching Dream in a really awkward position here. He was on siege, he goes for the run by, so this could be that window of opportunity that Patience has been looking for, but still has to be very careful. There's a lot of firepower here with these Marauders, but also we have a lot of bio here on the red. So I like this. I like what Patience is doing at this point. I think this is exactly what he needs to do. Try to force an overextension from Dream, and then just pounce over one of the bases and try to get as many hits as possible. And he's trying to do that exactly with these Colossus and the Stalkers as well. But the Stalker count is dwindling at this point. So yeah, probably having a retreat very soon. And actually Dream trying to catch the retreat here, which is the right move to do. The Stalkers try to blink away from danger, but these Colossus are completely exposed, and all of them are going to go down. I mean, the cleanup here, kind of nice as well. The reinforcements I do like. We do have Disruptors now, so this is definitely going to help. But yeah, I mean, Dream trying to once again survive and then climb back, but it's starting to become increasingly harder.
Yeah, I mean, right now Patience is knocking on the door here. Dream has really a lack of Vikings to deal with the Colossus, but he does have the. Does he have the tank? Oh yeah, he does have one tank in the back here. So hopefully he's trying to hold strong here with the tank. If this breaks, that's going to be very detrimental, as Dream has very few bases compared to Patience.
Yeah, this third base trying to hold on. And I mean, he does have a couple of bases on the top-hand side, but the Planetary Fortress have been just so hard to deal with. Like, not even the run-bys have been able to do much against the Planetaries. And he's going to try once again in that top base location. I mean, this is kind of the only thing that Patience can try to do, just trying to find his opponent out of position. And he is actually killing a lot of workers here. 13 workers going down in this Planetary. So even though the Planetary is holding on, I mean, it'll probably die at this point, Snoop. I don't think this is, yeah. Damn, that's a big loss for Dream.
Yeah, that was a freshly mining base, so losing that is detrimental. He does go for a kind of almost a doom drop of some sort. Does catch the Colossus, but Patience is wary of that drop. We'll go ahead and surround this with a nice blink Stalker force, as well as some disruptors in the back. does get not so great connections, but Patience does have more than enough to clean this up. And GG, Patience keeps his hopes alive and pushes it to a game number 5.
Yeah, I mean, just not being able to secure bases for Dream was probably what killed him for the most part. I mean, but he did take some really nice engagement there, some nice pickoffs. But yeah, there was not the economy to back it up. Unfortunate for the Terran.
All right, looks like Pillars of Gold will be our last map of this series. Whoever wins this will advance to the finals, the best of 7 finals, where they will have the potential of winning $120 plus first place prize. Just a reminder, guys, there is a match note page for this event. It's clipped or I guess pinned in the top of the chat area, as well as kind of in the info section below the video player. If you head over to that Matcherino link, just type in the code AX220, then that will add 50 cents for free to the overall prize pool. You can log in with your Google, your Microsoft, your Blizzard, your Twitch account, many different ways to log in and sign up on Matcherino. So it's a great tool. Let's take advantage of it and help support the esports community and these players.
And we're gonna go to game number 5, guys. We're gonna play through the entirety of the game count, and I mean, both of these players just been able to play really solid, just adapting to each other really nicely. And I mean, this game number 5 is gonna be the decisive one, as you said. And I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I never liked it when people ask me for my predictions. So I'm like, I have no idea. I mean, we played through 4 games. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, we've had an exciting series as the starters. So yeah, definitely, as we said, it was not going to disappoint. I mean, both of these players are just giving it their all. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, guys. We're on the map Pillars of Gold, and we have spawning in the bottom left-hand side of the map. In the red, he is the Terran Dream.
And spawning here at the top right corner of the map is the blue Protoss, playing for a good game gaming. Give it up for Patience. Alright, so the first 3 games, Patience went for that Blink, a Stalker opening. Interestingly enough, that last game he went for a Stargate opening. I'm guessing he probably wanna go back to the Blink Stalker opening just because he's just so comfortable with it. He's so used to it. I think with this game at number 5, you want to kind of go with your bread and butter, right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, there's a lot on the line right now. They've been able to be tied throughout the series, but yeah, this is the big one. This is the big white whale, and it's going to be important for them to just set footing really early. And actually, we're going to see a Dream trying to destabilize exactly that mindset with that engineering bay block. So both of these players are going to probably try to annoy each other more consistently. Yeah, and let's see who throws off who at this point. But I mean, already there, Patience trying to deal with that eBay is going to be pretty annoying. And it's going to delay the Nexus quite a bit. I mean, it's almost complete. It has almost full hit points, so it's going to take a while for the cleanup there to happen.
Yeah, Patience unfortunately was attacking the engineering bay instead of the SCV, so allowed it to go to almost full HP points. But Patience will go ahead and chrono boost that first Zealot to help whack away at this engineering bay.
And even Dream there looking for proxies, and his instincts are actually right. Patience was going for a proxy pylon there outside of the third base location. But let's see if he actually finds it, because right now he's going back. He's got it pretty extensively behind that base, but he didn't move forward. So probably anticipating something going on, but not necessarily knowing where. And that's kind of half of it at this point. And we are going to see a proxy Twilight Council. So, yeah, we could be seeing some DT action going on.
Yep, it's going to be up to Dream to make sure he has detection. We did see in that game, in the previous game, those DTs did really decent, significant damage that really kind of turned the tide around to Patient's favor. So if he doesn't anticipate these DTs, it could be pretty much the same deja vu as the last game. But in the meantime, we do see that the first Stalker and Zealot will be bypassing that bunker, kind of try to slow down the CC that's being made in the natural, and I think he will successfully delay it.
Yeah, the thing is that, I mean, at the end of the day, Patient's committed to taking that Nexus in the natural base location. Significantly delayed at that point, so he knows that he needs to delay the base as well, probably do a little bit of economic damage just to even things out. So yeah, I think the Protoss right now, what he's looking for is just trying to maximize the damage that he can do with that proxy, and also kind of trying to pull a containment there with the units, just delaying also the just the harassment from the Terran, which is also important.
All right, 2 Stalkers will be poking up here. Doesn't find any damage to get done. We do see, of course, Patience adding that robotics facility. I anticipate that he's gonna kind of make a war prism behind this, just because, you know, the first initial DTs, if you can't get any damage done, then you can at the very least follow up with a war prism, you know, kind of float them onto the main base and kind of try to find any damage there. And with the Dream actually walling off the natural, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. First 2 initial DTs will be making its way into the natural. Oh, he's got to lift up. He's got to lift up. Oh.
That was a close one. Yeah, that was close for sure. I mean, in the meantime, we do have a drop moving in towards Patient's side of the map. And this bunker, this was the little bunker that could. There's almost a scan ready there for the Terran, who's just trying to buy some time to get in. There we go. Nicely done. Definitely gonna need a turret afterwards, but at least for now, the damage has been averted at this point. Oh, that was a really nice connection. Sysworker go down. Kind of, there was gonna be a 7th one, but not quite. The Observer just arriving there at the right time. So this is a nice drop from Dream there. Not too bad, not too shabby.
Yeah, great start here by our Red Terran, stopping the DTs when he did not scout it, and then also getting those 6 probes there. And now he is going to be the one ahead, 41 to 39, which is never a great thing for the Protoss when the Terran player is ahead in workers. So yeah, Dream is in pretty good shape at this point, but he's still got the DTs to contend with here.
Yeah, once again goes the drop, and he actually does it pretty nicely, just dropping 1 DT at a time, just trying to avoid the damage done by the Widow Mine. But we have a counter drop here from Patience. I mean, from Dream. At this point, they're very freaking out in worker losses. Just. I thought the Terran was going to lead by a couple, but apparently these mines just doubled down on the damage. Just 6 workers to 12 workers lost there from both of these players. But still, I mean, the DTs are still here. Just Dream trying to buy some time to complete that turret, and now the surrounds could be much more effective now that we have detection. He's actually pulling out a Viking as well to help out with this defense. But I mean, the mining time is still being interrupted. He's going to try to morph to Archons here, which is the right call, but he does force a recall there, which I think is the right move. He does need to save these units. But I mean, just losing so many workers, 21 probes died in the making of those Widow Mine drops. So yeah, just both of these players trying to trade workers and to the best of their abilities at this point. And actually, Patience very committed to this assault, not taking the 3rd Nexus yet. He's just starting right now with the building of that pylon there in the 3rd base location, but really no Nexus going down. So I think a lot of stuff is gonna ride on this next attack.
Yeah, I mean, he lost too many probes. I don't think he can win the macro game just because of that. And so I think the only way he can possibly win is with a big, strong counterattack. And here we go. Patience, Blink is not quite done yet, so he's gonna go ahead and just harass a little bit with these Archons in the meantime here. Does some nice War Prism echo though.
Yeah, I think Blink was still on the way. He couldn't blink forward, so he had to like pick up manually with the Stalkers. Ooh, but this cancel of the combat shield could be really nice there. But we also have counter drops on the other side of the map. So just Dream once again dropping the mines try to even out that worker count, and he's actually doing a pretty decent job at it. We do have a lot of losses that are being sustained by the Protoss, but now Patience also moving forward with his own damage here and actually just jumping in the production, and this seals the deal. GG, and Patience takes the series.